Hi everyone, happy Wednesday. Today we want to talk about the new guideline that came out by New York State labor law, which is LS606, and it's a notice requirement for fringe benefits and hours. And I really wanted to ask Irene to talk about this and make sure that our business owners are compliant.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jane. So, what the new requirements came out with, and it's part of the LS forms. So, the LS forms are those forms that list an employee's hourly wage or yearly salary. They list any exceptions that are taken from that. And it's really just instead of a wage notice, it's a state standard wage notice. And the state came up with this LS 606 to add, in addition to New York labor laws, what was known as Section 195.5, or what is known as that rather. And what it says now is that every employer shall notify their employees in writing or by publicly posting, and we're going to get into a little bit more information on what has to be in these documents, but they want there to be a public posting or just a notification to all employees about sick leave policies, vacation policies, personal leave policies, holiday hours of the company, and general working hours as well. And one of the major points that they want to make sure that employees know about is if there's a limitation on sick time. Of course, it has to be at minimum the sick safe leave law afforded under the New York Department of Consumer Affairs. But if there are more hours that are available, the state wants to make sure that all employees are aware of this right and are taking advantage and opportunity of this right as well. Same with holiday hours. We just came back from holidays, and this happens all the time. Somebody didn't know that the day before a holiday is a half day and so on. So this is what they want to make sure, that employees have this opportunity to know all the plans of the company ahead of time, when sick leave could be, vacation leave could be taken or personal time could be taken. How much time do you have to request it in advance so that somebody isn't denied when they need to spend time with their family, let's say, or for sick time if they need to care for a family member. So that's one of the most important parts of this, is that all employees are notified of their rights, especially when it comes to all the company policies having to do with sick leave, vacation, personal, holidays, and also working hours. And I'll add one more thing to that. If, for example, the company specifically opens at a certain time, that should be really noted there as well, so that it includes what the office and working hours are as well.
Thank you. This is very good, but I also had a follow-up question. So for example, my company is fully virtual. So let's say a business owner has a virtual settings like myself. What are they supposed to do in this case? They can't really post.
Absolutely. So there's one of two requirements. It's either going to be and it's called a posting requirement, but it can also be available to be seen anywhere where the employees have access to it. So it can either be sent over to every single employee. Let's say if you change your employee handbook in the beginning of the year, that could be the operative document that has all this information, and you send it to all the employees. Or you could utilize, let's say, a payroll system or an HR system. I know that some payroll companies, such as ADP, for example, has a files section where all employees can access all the files of the company, and the company could put in all of the documents. And then as long as you follow that up with an additional notice, so your employees know that the files are in there. Someone may not know that. So this is something that should also be emailed periodically. You could even schedule these emails. That's what we do. Also, I can give an example of what we do in our firm. We use a HR system that has files in it as well. And whenever we post up any new posters or requirements for those employees that may be hybrid, may not see the posters when they come up, but also just as a good resource, they're right up in there in the HR portal, and they could see them posted in there as well. So just posting them into the HR portal and then giving notification by email, just so that you have everything in writing. I always suggest everything in writing and email, or at least somehow that you could track it, that it's been sent out, would be more than enough to just guide the employees to where these documents are kept.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you. All right.
Thank you so much. And if anyone has any questions on this requirement, please reach out, please let us know. This very much flows with what we've always talked about with, which is just that full transparency, and especially for a state like New York, continuing to push for even more transparency to employees, which leads to even more documents. So any questions, please feel free to reach out to Jane or I, and we're here to help. Thank you.
Thank you.